Welcome back into a happy Friday, America. Really excited to be in here this week. We got a hell of a show with a lot of fun, different topics here, and we're going to be kicking this one off with Today in History, of course. But before we get started on that, my name is Arthur, and I am going to be the MC on this episode, keeping it moving. And across from the table from me, I got Kevin, the Beef Brazen Batstone.
Holy heck, happy Friday, America. And you know what? It is hotter than two rats in a wool sock outside right now. We got record high temperatures in Denver, record high temps all across America. We're staying cool right here on Happy Friday.
Yep, and it's a record year. So on July 12th in history, what we got, there's actually some pretty cool events. So on this day, Alexander Hamilton actually died after being shot in a pistol duel in the previous day. So yesterday on this day, he got shot. He died today in 1804.
Wow.
And most people in the United States are familiar with kind of how he died. But moving into World War II, 1943, the Battle of Prokhorovka. How would you say that?
I wouldn't.
Prokhorovka. This was one of the largest tank battles in history, and Russia defeats German forces within this tank battle. World War II, epic times in history. 1957, the U.S. Surgeon General Leroy Burney connects smoking with lung cancer.
Wow.
So that was
57, huh?
Yeah, 57. I mean, you know how even when we were kids, like they had all the cigarette commercials and stuff.
They did.
Even though they knew.
They knew.
And then one thing that you should know is that in 1962, Rolling Stones do their first performance ever, and that's at the Marquee Club in London.
1962, and the Rolling Stones are still jamming. God bless them. Keith Richards out there still, just doing all the drugs and alcohol, still rocking and rolling late 70s, going to be in their 80s. Just amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's Today in History on Happy Friday. Kev, you can't get away from this guy. You love this guy. What's going on with Joey Chestnut?
Joey the Jaws Chestnut, what a beast. The man is incredible, and he is the world's #1 ranked eater. So folks know he was not able to compete in the Nathan's annual hot dog eating competition due to conflicting obligations with his meatless wiener company that he is sponsored by. So he decided to go ahead and hold his own little eating event down in Fort Bliss in El Paso, Texas. And so the winner of the mustard belt last week did 58 hot dogs in 10 minutes in Coney Island. Chestnut ate 57 hot dogs in 5 minutes, almost did the record in half the time because that's what the Jaws does. He then went on to hold a couple other eating competitions that day. They did pizza, which was not that impressive by some of the folks down there. I'd like to see better out of that. But the fact remains, he did all that. He did it for a good cause. They raised money. They had the soldiers there. And then he decided to take on the boneless wing eating competition over there at Buffalo Wild Wings, and he ate 200 boneless wings in 38 minutes.
He did all this in one day?
No, this was another day.
Okay, I was like, he's like trying to turn into David Rush here with like some eating records.
That is true, and he will be the David Rush of eating here pretty soon. But Joey Chestnut, busy weekend, did a lot of eating.
Yeah, the 4th is fun. It's fun for eating. I definitely overate some sweets, and it's like cookies. I had some cookies.
I like sweets.
The cookies were good. One thing that is good is gravity as well. Keeps us here, keeps us centered. And Earth's gravity actually knocked off the course of an asteroid that was about the size of a pyramid. Now, I wanted to bring this one up because not too long ago on Happy Friday, we were talking about how NASA had all these like doomsday death asteroid scenarios and we're playing it out and stuff. Yep. And then lo and behold, we had this mega asteroid coming by. Apparently, it would be the size to knock out a very large city. They named this asteroid 2024 MK. Is what it's called. It's roughly 500 feet across, and it's definitely hazardous. So this thing would normally take, what was it, about like 3.3 years to orbit around the sun. And in this most recent pass around Earth, which was closer to Earth, Earth's gravity altered the course of this asteroid for the foreseeable future. So now it's actually shaved 4 days off of its annual rotation.
24 days fewer, yeah.
Off of its, I guess not. If it takes 3 Earth years for its rotation, that's 3 Earth annual rotations, but technically it would be 1 rotation for the asteroid. what would we call? It wouldn't be annual. It would be like
Triannual.
Because
No.
we're still using. We have to use our year.
Triannual would be 3 times a year. That wouldn't work.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't work.
That wouldn't work.
So either way, it's pretty cool, and it's just amazing this this universe that we live in and the solar system that we live in. This asteroid also passes close to like Mars and Jupiter near the asteroid belt, and a lot of cool stuff with the asteroid belt. It actually protects us from asteroids coming in, and all this other stuff. So it's really interesting. I could go geeky here and start talking astrology a little bit. I know a little bit about it, but not a whole lot. But it just seemed Friday fitting considering we were talking about these asteroids recently anyway.
Yeah, we were.
You know?
It's fun to do a little space news. We didn't have any nuke news, so let's go space news. To replace it there. So pretty cool. I like any time that we could talk about things that are going on out in Earth's gravitational area, asteroids, big things, all the things happening. I'll tell you what's happening is my random records.
Kev's Random Records, baby.
So I'm going to start off by just letting the folks know that David Rush is officially tied with Sylvia Saba for 180 world records. He did it, and breaking an old record once again to get his 180. We'll cover more next week when he gets the official 181, and he is the all-time leader. But right now, David Rush is tied, and he is on the hunt to be the man with the most world records.
Okay, let's go,
and he's going to be there. But this is a fun one. A little bit off the rails here. So a gentleman by the name of Andrew Stanton decided to use his eye sockets, Art, to break the world record of utilizing his eye socket muscles and bones to pull weight. Okay, he tied hooks to it and pulled a Cadillac with a driver in it with only the power of his eye sockets.
Okay,
5,319 pounds. Pulled it across the stage, a flat stage. I mean, we see people pull vehicles with their, brute strength, their legs or what have you. But he did it with his fucking eye sockets. Yep.
How would that not rip your eye socket?
That's a good question. Yeah.
Like how it,
a lot of training.
So he used hooks?
Hooks. And he used a hook to lift a 129.63 pound sword with his eye sockets as well. So he had it kind of dangling and was able to pull it up. And then, obviously 5,300 pounds sounds like a lot.
How do you train for that?
I don't know how you train your eye sockets. I mean, I've seen people crack beer bottles open with their eye socket.
Really?
Yeah. That's not that uncommon. I don't think I could do it.
How do you do that?
Well,
like,
you use the bone.
You don't scratch your eye. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
so you're not like actually using your eyelid.
No, not your lid.
Wait, so he's using his eye socket?
Correct.
Not his eyelid.
No, not his lid. The socket.
Oh.
Which is a pretty strong bone.
Yeah.
Fighters will get like broken eye sockets and shit.
Yeah.
Pretty intense stuff.
I was picturing like him doing this with his eyelids, and I was like, how?
No, that would probably rip it off.
I was like, how is that possible?
That's like using your penis skin.
Yeah.
Because I think your eyelids is pretty similar to the foreskin on your dick.
Is it?
I don't know. I could be wrong on that.
I don't know where you found that.
I'm not sure where I found that either.
Where was that in your head that you just went to find that?
I don't know. There's a lot of dark files in there, but it came from somewhere, and the fact remains it was not his eyelids. It was his eye socket. He pulled a Cadillac with a driver in it across the TV stage, and then used the pure power of his eyelids to lift
his eye
sword.
Socket. His eye socket.
His eye socket. Sorry, not his penis lid skin on his eyes.
Oh my God.
His socket.
That sounds crazy.
Andrew Stanton getting it done. I don't know if anyone's going to beat his eye socket pulling abilities.
I don't know about that either. But then this reminds me about the people who like lift massive weight with just their balls. They like tie like the weights to their balls and stuff. Like monks doing it and stuff.
I don't think I would want to do that.
Yeah, and then like you do it too much, you're gonna stretch it out.
Yeah, that can't be good.
What is stretched can't be unstretched.
I don't know if that's true.
Is that not true?
Depends on the body part that gets stretched. Think about women that give birth.
That's true.
There are a lot of things stretched in that area.
Yeah. Women are unique though. Like men can't do some of the things women can do.
No, that's just a biological fact.
And I'm going to say it here, women have the greatest intuition on the planet, even better than men's.
And I'm going to say it right here, when you dig up bones 2,000-3,000 years from now, you will know what gender they are.
And on that bombshell, we're moving into the Would You Rather for the week.
The Would You Rather.
And last week...
I'm pulling it up right now.
What was the Would You Rather for last week?
I'm pulling it up live action. I'm going right now to our Twitter X. Folks, you can go over there to Happy Fry USA. Follow us over there. The polls go up every Friday. I'm looking at live action right now. Last week we asked, would you rather be stuck in a conversation with someone who complains all the time or someone who only talks about the glory days?
I was guessing that more people wanted to talk to a complainer. Was I right?
You were wrong.
I was wrong?
You were wrong. 67% of America is going with the glory days, which is what I chose.
Really?
33%, only a third of America are going to deal with the complainers.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. Hey.
I like it.
America has spoken.
Yep.
So thank you for participating, and we're going to keep these polls coming up. This week's Would You Rather, we are eliminating something.
I don't like this Would You Rather. It's not even on the script, I know it.
It's not even on the script. No, it is not. However, I got it written down here, and the Would You Rather is, would you rather give up bacon forever, or would you rather give up watching movies?
That's a tough one. You know, it really is. I know it's not going to be too tough for vegans. That's a pretty easy choice. I like movies, but I really like bacon as well. One's got to go. One is either entertainment, one is eating, you know, so kind of a unique thing there. You know, I just think that I'm going to give up the movies.
You're giving up movies?
Yeah, because I feel
no
like...
No Hacksaw Ridge? No Terminator?
No. It's going to have
no
to...
Terminator?
It's going to have to live in my memory.
Shut the fuck. I can't believe this right now.
Yeah, because when I think down the road and I live on my ranch, that is going to be, you know, pretty close to homesteading.
Okay.
Being out there on the wild, having pigs and whatnot running around, I'll still be eating them and eating the bacon.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend more time eating the meats than watching
the
weeks.
Than watching the movies, the weeks.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. It's not an easy choice.
Bacon is really that important to you.
It's not an easy choice. I want to emphasize that. I love movies.
Yeah.
I do like movies.
You love Terminator.
I do love Terminator.
But you can't never watch T2
But I can still watch programs.
You can watch programs.
And I love Top Gear.
You can watch Top Gear.
So I'm good with Top Gear and bacon, baby. One's got to go. Movies are out for me.
Okay, look, I'm giving up the bacon. That one's not too difficult for me. I don't eat that much bacon.
I eat a lot of bacon.
Like, I'm not sitting here like I need the bacon. Like, that's not...
You didn't like my armadillo eggs?
No, those were delicious. Those were absolutely delicious.
And those were bacon wrapped.
Those were delicious.
Those were good.
It was the barbecue sauce that really set it off, I feel like. And the bacon was really good. Like, bacon's great on pizza and, like, a pasta, like, on a sandwich. Yeah, bacon.
BLTs, baby.
You could put bacon basically on basically everything.
You could bring bacon in the bedroom.
You could bring bacon in the bedroom.
There's other things I would rather, but...
You know, greasy, whatever. It could be fun. Have you ever gotten bacon slapped? Well, maybe you could try that. But I'm going to continue to watch my movies. I'm giving up the bacon. America, what do you think? Are you giving up bacon forever, or are you going with Kev and you're keeping the bacon and giving up movies?
Hashtag keep the bacon. 86 the film.
That's crazy. Okay, moving forward, we got couples drinking margaritas at Rodeo Mexican restaurant. What's going on?
So, you know, there's a lot of shit that goes viral, and unfortunately most of it is, well, quite garbage.
Yeah.
And this is another one. So last
probably
week...
why it goes viral. I feel like there's like a conspiracy. They only make garbage shit.
Just trash. And
viral.
This is another trash one, but it's kind of funny, and it caught my eye. I watched the film. It's absolutely grotesque, as Art would say.
Okay.
I don't know if it's in this link down below. If you scroll down the show notes and view it, I don't think they're going to show it because it's a little bit, I don't want to say X-rated, but close.
Okay.
So there is a Mexican restaurant in southeast Georgia in a town called Waycross, population of just under 14,000. And they have a little Mexican restaurant called the Rodeo.
Okay.
Apparently a couple went down there, and you know, this time it had to be on film. I don't know if this is something they do on Friday nights, if this is just their thing, but someone got it on film. This gentleman likes to drink a margarita out of a ass hole. So what he does...
And they allow this in the restaurant?
They allowed it, at least for the film. Filming of it. So he would basically funnel in the margarita into her ass, and then she would kind of shit it out, and he would drink it out of her ass. And they filmed it. This went viral. People are talking about it. You know, of course, they clean up some of the language here and refer to it as guy drank margarita out of women's bum. But it's her asshole is what it is. So basically, he's having a little bit of the poo margarita. And this is viral. People get excited about it. They're going to make some memes out of it, I'm sure. I don't think it's on the Hawk 2 level. Okay, she set the bar pretty high this month and for this year.
I mean, that was, which is crazy because this takes a lot more effort.
This takes a lot more effort.
Imagine how it would feel, and she probably gets a little drunk.
It's basically
during this process?
Yeah, because it's an alcohol enema essentially. Now I don't know how far it's going in. If he's just letting it run down her ass crack, is it actually going in her asshole? I haven't seen the film because a lot of it's blurred out.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if it's actually going in.
It could be,
maybe
though.
It's just like a funnel. Like
you could
crack is a funnel.
Margarita enema that shit. You could. I'm just saying. I wouldn't do it, and I certainly wouldn't be one of the people that's going to drink it out of her ass. But hey, more power to him for doing anal margaritas on a Friday night and making it go viral. Welcome to America.
Hey, that does sound fun. That sounds like a bacon bedroom type of bit. You know, you get some tequila involved too, and then all of a sudden you got food and beverage. You know,
you're gonna have to make mine a mocktail and drink anymore.
That's true. That's true. The mocktail, like, look, that's cool. I don't get behind the mocktail thing though.
I'm behind it.
Like why go spend the same amount that I would spend on an alcoholic beverage just for like a sugary drink?
Well, it doesn't have to be sugary.
I mean, you know, what's
non-alcoholic
in
beers,
the mocktail?
Non-alc beers are fantastic. That's essentially a mocktail.
Okay.
You do it for the the flavor. I've had a couple of the non-alc rum and cokes, non-alc gin and tonics. Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just like I don't know. I've never done alcohol for the taste though either. It's like,
oh well, that's the whole point. You do it.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're not an alcoholic like me, most people drink alcohol because they like the taste.
Yeah.
Same reason people drink decaf coffee. I don't drink any coffee.
Yeah.
So, some people probably argue the same with tea. Why would you drink decaf tea?
Yeah.
You know.
See, I could see myself doing tea for the taste.
I like tea. I drink chamomile. But yeah, the fact remains, anal margaritas probably not my thing, but they blew up for it.
Yeah, I could see that in a couple different ways. So this is probably something that they would also do in Vegas.
Yes.
What happens in Vegas, we know how that goes. But one staple in Vegas, the Mirage Hotel, is actually going to be going away soon.
That's surprising.
And it's being bought out by Hard Rock Cafe. So
they have shit all over the country.
It's still going to be redone, but I think it's going to take about 3 years for them to turn this thing over. And apparently they have to pay up to about $1.6 million before closing in the next week. And this is due to a Nevada law regarding progressive jackpots that says casinos must pay them out before shutting down, and that they must distribute all these funds before the casino ceases gambling operations.
Wow.
And so they're going to cease gambling operations soon. So your chances of hitting it big are probably larger than normal at the Mirage Hotel within like the next week or so.
You think a lot of people are cashing in on that or trying to?
Well, I would hope so. I mean, by law, they have to pay this stuff out. So, usually the house always wins. Well, in this case, they have to pay this money regardless.
Sounds like we should make a trip to Vegas.
Yeah. I mean, if we could get in there, they're saying that, the table games are really good for this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Craps all the way, baby.
The Mirage has been in operation since 1989, was booming in the 90s. It used to be the most expensive resort in the world for a little bit. And with this transition, they're going to have to let go of about 3,000 people.
That's a lot of people.
A lot of people, and pay out about $80 million in
severance.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So that's what's happening in Vegas. Now might be the time to go gamble at the Mirage and get a piece of that 1.6 mil.
So they have an opening date with the new Hard Rock for 2027. So yeah, like you were saying, there's gonna be a bit of a turnaround there. Hard Rock's cool. I mean, they have a renowned name and stuff, but I kind of like the old. The Mirage, it was a kind of a staple of Vegas. And some of these old, I don't want to say mom and pop, but some of the old original staples of what built the Vegas Strip up to be what it is today. And then just to see these bigwigs come in and clean it out, it is what it is. That's capitalism. I support it. The cream rises to the top, and people are going to. If you outperform or outbuy them, that's the way it goes in this country. But, man, I feel like this would be a good opportunity to go out and win some money.
It would. Maybe this weekend you fly out to Vegas, go to the Mirage. That's where I would go if I'm going to Vegas this weekend.
I wish I knew about this earlier. I might have booked it. But, unfortunately, that's not the case. But I will tell you this, Oklahoma and Alabama, two of my favorite hee-haw states, they now have AI-powered vending machines that sell ammunition.
Okay.
I like the idea of it, but I think, just like we've talked about with AI in the past with these drive-thrus and some of this shit, I feel like they kind of went a little too quick with this because there's already a couple of discrepancies.
Okay.
So the idea of vending machines are cool to me. Like Carvana does it with vehicles. Like you can do it when it's done right. The idea of buying ammo through it makes sense to me if you put it in the right places, right? Like you're not going to put a vending machine in a sportsman's store when they can just go buy it at the register, right?
Yeah.
Is that going to, I don't know, we don't have enough data yet, but there's obviously age restrictions on buying ammo in certain areas. There's 6 locations in Oklahoma and Bama that currently have these AI-powered vending machines, one of which they've already shut down, Art, because they didn't have the sales. And this was going into the 4th of July weekend when you feel like a lot of people are buying
sending rounds.
Bang, bang, baby, right? America. So again, I like the idea 2A. I like it, but I think that it needs to be polished up a little bit more. There's federal regulations that go into it because there's you're selling something through a vending machine that requires proof of age. So I don't know how you regulate that. I don't know how AI is going to decipher. Can I sell it to this person? Can I not? There's 18 years old on buying rifles and 21 on handguns. There's just a lot of things that can make this a little bit difficult. But I'd like to see it continue. I'd like to be able to walk up to a vending machine and be like, man, I'm going to get me a pack of, range round, 200 range pack, 9 mil, right out of this vending machine.
Yeah. And then post-apocalypse, like, those are going to be the best places to, like...
But those are just going to get smashed into.
Yeah, like, immediately you got to go there and get this ammo.
But that's the same as breaking into a sportsman's shop and just taking their ammo out of the back stock.
That's true. That's true. I mean, AI with IDs, they probably just use an ID. Like, when we go to the airport, they swipe the ID. It, like, goes through the checks and everything. It's going to be probably something similar to that kind of technology, I would say. Where it can, like, double-check the ID, make sure it's legit, double-check, like, criminal records. Yeah. I'm not too sure what they're looking for. But one of them shut down because of lack of sales, huh?
Right. And that's pretty quick. I mean, to already determine that it's no good for whatever business establishment it was in, they're like, yeah, we're pulling it. It's not turning any profit. So I don't know, kind of an interesting experiment. We'll see how it goes. If people want to get their ammo from a vending machine or if they want to go old school and go into like Cabela's and stuff.
Yeah, so I feel like even if they posted it up at Cabela's, like, you could still potentially get some sales. Like, I feel like that. Or you do it at, like, Cherry Creek gun range. Like, where would you put it that you're not...
Gun range makes sense.
Like, where else would you put it?
Yeah, gun range makes sense. Because, like, think about the vending machines that do, like, lottery tickets. Again, another thing that has to be age verified. You have to be a certain age to gamble. And I see these Powerball Colorado lottery machines in a lot of liquor stores where they just come in, put their money in, boop, and it spits out a lottery ticket. So there's obviously a way to do it when it comes to verifying age to purchase something out of a vending machine. But I think you have to find the right market. So like you said, gun ranges, I just don't see it being like, even at like a Walmart, I don't know if that would make sense because Walmart's ammo section is kind of hit or miss as it is. They don't really, they sell a lot of like 22 and, maybe you can get some buckshot, some 12 gauge, but like the Cabela's and shit where you want to buy like 5.56 ammo, 223, 7.62, some of these higher calibers, I don't know. I just don't know.
Do we know, do they sell all the calibers at the vending machine?
Yes.
Or is it just, it's not just like 9?
No, they have a wide variety of it. They got pistol, they got rifle. So I'm assuming they have your basic 223, 5.56, 7.62, probably 9 mil, 40 mil, or 40 cal. Probably 7 mil hunting. All that kind of stuff. But again, it has to be in the right market. I feel like if you pull into your local Circle K, is that a good market to buy ammo at?
I would say if it's a local Circle K that's near hunting grounds. Like if it's like the only gas station and that there's like hunting grounds near. And then they got one of these machines there. Yeah. Like, that would make sense.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense. I don't know. It's still pretty new. I like the idea of it. I guess we'll just have to see. And they're trying it out in 2 markets that make sense. Alabama and Oklahoma. We figure are pretty hee-haw 2A kind of states. But I'd be curious to see where this goes.
Yeah, no, that's a cool article. Interesting read as well.
It is.
You could click any of these links in the show notes below to take you to all these articles. And next we're jumping into things to do this weekend in America. Let's start us off with Big Sky Music Festival. That's Big Mountain Ranch, Montana. That is tomorrow on Saturday.
I love music festivals, especially in beautiful country.
I've never been. I got to go to Montana.
I've never been to Montana, but I've seen the photos. I've seen all the this type of shit that they do up there. Yellowstone, one of my favorite shows, is filmed up there. That's going to be fun. I saw a lot of artists on the ticket that look good for that. One of my favorite artists of all time. He's
you've seen him a couple times.
Few times. Mr. Dierks Bentley. He's made his money. He's blown up. He's done all the things. I still like his older music. However, he always puts on a good show. We saw him at Red Rocks last year. He's up at Prior Lake, Minnesota tomorrow, ripping Tater Chippin'. I think he's kind of headlining another small festival with a couple other artists.
Hell yeah, Dierks. He's awesome. Check out the Windy City Smokeout Barbecue Fest in Chicago, Illinois. That's all weekend. They're going to have some good barbecue up there.
I love me some barbecue.
I wonder if they're going to have any armadillo eggs like what you made.
That's Texas shit right there.
I know, but like what if there's a Texan up in Chi-Town?
Because usually these BBQ fests, they bring in all Kansas City, St. Louis, Carolina, Alabama, Texas, all these styles. I love it. If I was in Chicago, they had NASCAR last weekend. They got barbecue this weekend. Chi-Town is lit right now.
Yeah, it's a cool city. I did that river walk. It was pretty cool out there. And where is NASCAR going on? What's up with that?
Baby, let's hope. We've had 4 straight rain delays these last 4 weeks. We're hoping for clear weather. The forecast is not looking good in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Pocono, the tricky triangle. For all the folks that say all we do is drive in circles. We were driving through the city last week. We're driving on a triangle this week, so I don't want to hear it. We're going Pocono racing, baby. I can't wait.
Hell yeah. And you going to be chefing up some good stuff this weekend for the NASCAR party?
You know, I don't know. There's a lot of discrepancies in the schedule this weekend. I got buddies moving out of town. We got buddies wanting us to hang out. I just don't know what's happening yet in this amazing weekend.
All right, we're going to put a pin in that. We'll get back to that.
We'll get back to that. But the fact remains, it's another Friday in the books. It's July 12th. Make it an awesome weekend, America. It's hotter than heck outside, so stay cool. Go to the lakes, do all the fun things. We got extreme heat advisories all over the country, so mind your P's and Q's out there. And it's time for us to go let her rip, Tater Chip. Folks, you already know, follow us, Instagram, Facebook, at Happy Friday USA, Twitter X, where the poll goes up, Happy Fry USA. And if you're old school, you can still send us an email at happyfridayamerica@gmail.com. It's time. It's time for the weekend. It's hot, baby. Let's go.